Chris, who are you playing?
I am playing a goblin monk named Gecko.
His name is Gecko.
Yep.
Aubrey is playing Hazelnut. Hazelnut. Who are you playing, Robin?
Boop the newt.
We'll jump up.
You're muted.
I know, I said to pick me last. I had eggs in my hands.
I thought that didn't apply anymore.
Why would it not apply anymore?
I thought whatever was holding you up was done already.
I said pick me last.
You know what? Fine.
I'm playing.
Nope,
Ryan, this was one
nope,
of the
nope,
few
nope.
rules that was given to you.
Kim, who are you playing?
I am playing Samba Petite. She is a halfling bard.
Samba Petite.
Somebody once told me.
Yes, exactly.
Somebody Petite. Eric.
Somebody stop him. I am playing good old Johnny Two Dicks.
Johnny.
Damn it.
Yep, Johnny.
Johnny Two Dicks.
Why?
Johnny. Oof. Who are you playing, Robin? Malice.
I am playing a tiefling bard of whispers named Malice. He is very tall, very dark and handsome boy, and he's very evil.
Okay. We need somebody. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 players tonight. Somebody roll me a d5.
I forget what the thing is.
Work.
Chris got
That one.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes.
1, 2, 3. It's gonna be Robin.
What?
It's you.
Robin.
Specifically the one that didn't want to play early on.
It's fine. I'm just standing here frying eggs in a pan.
I'll re-roll if you don't want us to be dependent on you. Although it might be
That's
nice
fine.
if we're dependent on you, because that way when you're done, we're all done.
Do it meta, and she's actually frying eggs in the Dolby.
There you go. Sizzle, sizzle.
Robin, you are going to sleep. What
Oh, okay.
was it?
Good night.
What was it that put you to sleep? Did you have a long night? Did you party? Did you get knocked out? And where? And tell us the story.
He's evil, so it could have been a party. I don't know. I wasn't aware I was gonna have to create a backstory.
It's roleplay. This is what we do.
So he got way too drunk in a bar and picked a bar fight with someone, and it happened to possibly be a paladin, and he got his ass whooped, and he's probably like knocked out cold on the floor of the Dolby Inn or something.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. So the last thing you remember is probably being in the midst of the fight. You probably don't even remember the blow that actually knocked you out. But now you're in La La Land. Tell me, we're going to get more backstory about your character. What was it like for you as a child? Did you get an education somewhere? Did you have a school that you went to?
He's a bard of whispers, so yes. He went to bardic school to learn how to play musical instruments. He has a violin.
Okay, Interesting.
I was hoping he just went to a bunch of TEDx talks on fly.
In our game tonight, I let the players establish and the non-players establish some rules beforehand, and I had to incorporate them. And here's what was submitted. The game has to have Shakespeare. I can't make a pun. If I do make a pun and you guys catch me in it, you have an auto success on your next action.
Oh.
Interesting.
Oh,
D20s.
very sexy of whoever made that rule.
That was Cameron. He's a bastard. D20s are now rolled with D10s or D100s, your choice. Also, D4s are now replaced by D12s.
What?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can popcorn on your die, so if you are rolling a D8 and you actually roll an 8, you get to roll again and keep going if you keep rolling 8s. Same with, you could roll a 6 on a D6, 4 on a D4, which is now a D12. The NPCs will either talk with fart noises or as cavemen, because Tim is a bastard. All right. Malice, the next thing that you remember is you realize you are in your bardic school, and you are currently standing up on stage in front of all of your classmates, giving a presentation.
Okay.
Why don't you roll a perception check? Do you need us to roll for you?
Could you please?
Do you know your modifier?
Yes.
Is it going to be a D10 or a D?
My modifier for perception is just a +1.
Okay. Do you want it to be a D10 or a D100?
I don't know.
So if it's a D100, is the success still like, 20 and above?
Yes.
Holy shit.
D100 then.
Okay.
Watch me get a 1.
You got a 76.
Hella perceptive.
It's almost weird how perceptive you are. Like, in this room, you notice that it's almost like when in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, when everything goes into spider sense and he senses somebody's drink spilling or a fly buzzing around, like you get this slow-mo scan of the room, and then the last thing that the scan notices is when you look down and you realize you're a dude, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you realize you're wearing nothing but your undergarments.
Oh, okay.
At this point,
He's-
any time throughout the game, you other players are allowed to insert or retract your character from the scene as pretty much anybody in the scene. So you can become a student, you can become the teacher, you can become anyone you want.
We just snicked right in.
Snicked right in and out. It's kind of like a Banff. Nightcrawler Banff. The teacher looks at you and says, "Come on, Malice, give your presentation. What are you waiting for?" And then some of the kids start snickering to each other and pointing at your snickering, and they point at your boxers or whatever you're wearing.
He looks nervously around and goes
Nervously aroused.
Probably.
Snicked.
The way I made him, he has a +10 to his charisma saves.
Plus 10 to his PP.
Charisma's your horny stat.
Is that how
She's
that
not
works?
wrong.
Yeah. He's probably like super nervous and a bit distraught that he's not wearing any clothes. I personally would not want to give my presentation like that.
The students start hurling insults at you at this point and jeering, and they're like, "What's the matter, Malice?" Like stupid kid insults. And
You had to stop yourself from making a pun just then, didn't you?
listen, I gotta be really careful. These are landmines. And one student in particular, the teacher says, "Would anybody else like to help Malice, since obviously he's not prepared like he was supposed to be for today?" And one of them raises their hand and she says, "Yes, you, Shakespeare." And the kid stands up. He's really tall and skinny, and he's got fancy boy clothes, and he looks at you and he says, "'Tis I, the man and poet and man."
I swear to God.
Tis I, the man.
He strides up to the front and he says,
What is a man?
A miserable little pile of poets.
he says, "To speak in crowds, 'tis hard, but I am pro."
No, not this again.
He begins to give his
I would. Can Hazelnut put
From-
herself in the scene?
you can jump in whenever you want.
Okay. So Hazelnut just like she just falls, like just out of seeming like thin air, and then she just stands up and she looks over at Malice and she goes, I'm assuming she's shorter than you, so she just like puts her hand on your hand or something and says, "Don't worry, I won't let him do this much longer." And then she turns around and casts poison spray on the dude.
Oh my god.
Is that an attack or a save?
That is a save.
What kind?
A Constitution.
Would a Constitution? That's fine. Okay. He wasn't a sickly fellow, was he?
Ish. Not really though.
Okay, I'll roll a d10 for him. Where's my d10? There we go. I'll give him 2 from now on. So he rolled a 10.
Okay. He doesn't save, so where are my d12s? There they are. I cannot believe that poison spray does 2d12. So 4
It's pretty kick-ass.
takes 8 damage.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh my god.
He says, "Mine eyes, they burn.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for here.
Much worse than mine own pee-pee."
Oh my god.
They say to thine own self be true. Oh. You didn't say that. People just think you did.
The teacher rushes over and tries to start rubbing his face off, but it starts to kind of sting her hands, and she says, "What is the meaning of this?" She says, "We need to get him to a doctor right away."
And it says, don't worry about it. He'll be fine. And she disappears again.
He starts rolling around on the floor. Mine eyes, they burn so fierce.
Suddenly, the classroom is inundated with 30 to 50-year-olds.
Oh yeah, so because I didn't get you as the protagonist of the stream, you can just do that whenever you want. By the way.
Okay. Okay. I'll keep it in mind.
So the teacher picks him up, and she, where is this school? Where is your? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. The next thing that you know, Malice, you're at some sort of like medical facility, maybe like an apothecary or something, and you see this Shakespeare is sitting on a hard bench, waiting for this doctor, and he's like got his eyes bandaged.
He's gonna walk up and he's going to say, all of this is unnecessary. Had you not been quite contrary. And he plays a note on his violin and casts Healing Word.
Okay.
And
Does this
that's-
is he like poisoned, or is he just injured?
Just injured.
Okay.
And that's D3. And is that plus my casting modifier?
What are you rolling? What's your die?
A D4.
Okay, it needs to be a D12.
Oh. Oh yeah, I forgot. Hold on. I don't have my light on. It's kind of hard to see my dice. Okay, there's a D12. Okay, so it's a 5 plus my casting modifier, so 6. Oh my god. I can't math. It's 10.
Wow. Okay. You heal him completely.
I don't know how to live over here with numbers.
He pauses a moment, and then he starts to kind of take the blindfold off, and you see him look with his special eyes, and he says, "But light, no, but low, but ho, but low. What light through yonder window breaks?"
Here she comes
He's
again.
gonna
It is just
Go
me. I am coming with my lantern.
Fair maiden,
Yeah, yes.
What was that?
That was me throwing my keyboard on the ground.
bequeath thine light upon mine eyes, that I may gaze upon thine beauty.
Out pops Sapling again. Here she is.
This light, it is but my lantern. I don't know what you want from me.
I've stopped no longer counting pentameters. 'Cause fuck it.
Yes, I am down for the fucking.
I got one. And Malice like puts his hand up and he goes, "You reminded me of this poem I know." And he starts to play his fiddle or his violin in like this really strange off tune, and he says, "There once was a man from Nantucket, so long he could suck it, and he smiled with a grin as he wiped his chin. He said if his ear was a cunt, he'd fuck it."
Vulgarity
He casts hideous laughter.
on Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Is that a save?
I think so. Give me just a sec to pull him up real fast.
Give me 2 seconds, mister.
That's not the song, Brian.
That's not even in 20s swing.
Give
Or
me
even an
2
80s, 90s
seconds.
swing revival.
2 seconds, mister.
I opened my app and then closed it because I'm dumb.
I cannot stop staring at Toby taking his jacket off with such force. With that snap zoom and the wiggly hair.
It's a saving throw, wisdom saving throw.
Oh, sweet. Would Shakespeare have wisdom or would he have intelligence?
Intelligence. Fuck giving that guy wisdom.
Okay, then it's a D10. I spelled that wrong. He got a 7. I'll say 7. 7 minus how many, Hazelnut? How unwise was he? Roll for it. It's going to be 1. 7 minus 1. He got a 6.
That does not meet the spell DC at all. So he's just gonna burst out in uncontrollable laughter.
He was on the floor when his eyes burned, and now he's on the floor in hysterics, and he's holding his sides, and he his eyes were filled with acid, now they're filled with tears, and he's just cackling like a maniac.
Yes.
I think that you find yourself in a new scene this time. Tell me a memory from your backstory that really meant a lot to you, or maybe it stood out in a bad way. Maybe even going into your teenage years. What maybe something that caused you to become an evil person.
Oh, well, his violin is actually made from the skeleton of a small child.
Fuck.
What?
So
Okay.
his favorite, yet also least favorite memory would probably be the child that he killed to create his violin.
Okay.
It was it was out of revenge.
Which
How
of the
old was?
fancy boy?
All right,
Is
it's
it
gonna.
the little Ben Shapiro that looks like a Watchmen villain?
It's going. Yeah, it's going to be. It's going to be the little boy that's adjusting his glasses.
Okay.
It's going to be the purple suit one. Is there? Are there any guidelines I need to know about this little boy?
What do you mean?
Can I do whatever I want with him, or does he have some?
The little boy.
Like that.
Are there any guidelines I need to follow with this small boy?
Fuck no.
Oh,
No. No.
Yes, Brian. There are several guidelines you need to follow.
Basically, the way I wrote his actual backstory is something this boy like outshined him in every way in Bard school. And,
He's not a little boy. He's like same age then.
Yeah, like they were children together.
Gotcha.
And he outshined him in like every way and always rubbed it in his face. And one day, he killed him and left him for dead. Like to be picked apart by vultures and stuff. And then he went back later and got his bones and made his violin.
So I think that this Shakespeare character has represented this little boy this whole time, and as you change scenes, you are back. Let's say you are on a school field trip, and you've got this carriage bus thing that all the children ride on, and he is sitting across the aisle from you. Hey, Malice.
What?
How'd you do on your test the other day?
Probably worse than you.
Yeah, that's the way it always goes. You're, I don't know how to be a bully. I've never been one in my life.
I was just about to say this is what passes for childhood banter. Brian.
You were such a dummy head.
Getting warmer.
Malice, more like
Phallus. Zing! I'm gonna cast
nicked.
Vicious Mockery on Malice.
He high fives.
Oh my
He high fives you.
I ignore him and say, "Don't touch me."
Oh god, I love you.
Is that a save or is you just attack?
Yeah, it's... Isn't it? It's a...
Yeah, it's a
Save, right?
charisma save.
Oh. Pfft. What am I rolling for that?
Well, you can choose to do a D100 or a D10.
Might be a wisdom save, but either way.
Why would I choose D10?
Because you want to fail my sick burn.
No, I don't. I'd probably still pass. I have a really high charisma.
It's wisdom. Wisdom save, sorry.
Oh, wisdom. I don't think
Yeah.
I have a high wisdom, so I'm gonna choose a D100. How many D100s do we get? Are they endless?
It takes the place of a D20 roll.
So they're endless. Got it.
Yeah.
That's all you can eat.
Alright. So I'll just roll it in chat, I guess. I don't remember how to do that. How do I do it?
Exclamation mark, letter R, space, D100. 1D1. So I'm sorry, 1D100. But that works too. 27
Plus 10.
plus 10.
Yeah.
37.
Well,
Yeah,
it passes.
super safe. I think that the bus suddenly comes to a halt, and everybody roll perceptions. Everybody who is on the bus?
Now, D20s are 100s or
Or 10s.
10s.
I'm gonna roll a 10 because I'm so absorbed in that that sick burn I just crafted. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know how to read these.
Perception. 6.
Okay, 80. I think 80. Not that it makes a difference, but 2. 82.
Sorry, the DC was 80.
the DC is 10, so Robin got a 2.
yep. I chose to roll a 10 also.
I have no idea what's going on, but okay.
Okay, so the bus suddenly comes to a stop, and the only person who noticed it was Samba Petite. Samba Petite.
Did we all fall down?
And so you guys fall down, and she braces herself as this thing goes, "Urgh," and don't
I
worry.
gracefully brace myself as the dancer that I am.
Okay. You like cartwheel down the center aisle and with the momentum.
Exactly. Yes.
And when you get to the front and look out the window, you see that there is a large hole in the ground.
Ah, there seems to be a hole. I do not know why.
And Malice, I don't know how often you reside in Dolby, but I'm gonna just say, for history's sake, that you at least know of the hole that opened up in Dolby, and this is it.
Okay.
There's a
In-
hole that opened in Dolby. I clearly haven't been paying attention.
In Torrington, I'm sorry.
Oh,
It was a while back when one of our previous games. So the bus driver opens the door and people start shuffling out.
Okay.
Every
I
day I'm
guess.
shuffling.
I guess I get up and shuffle out also.
You find a bunch of people picnicking by the hole, and there are some people who are from the city, and they're constructing like these big pulleys and stuff, just like happened in real Torrington, and they're like getting ropes to lower down and people into the hole.
Is this like a sinkhole?
Kind of. It just opened up during the night, according to news.
I'm gonna walk
So-
over and look inside.
Just black down inside.
I'm telling a funny joke to Shakespeare.
His laughter is reminiscent of the hideous laughter from before, except he's not rolling around on the floor.
I'm gonna cast hideous laughter on him. And the joke I tell him is reminiscent, but it's there once was a man from Nantucket with a dick so long he could suck it.
The end.
Neither shape nor size. If it's between thighs, if I see a hole, I'll fuck it. And I like nudge him in the ribs a couple times as I cast it.
We're rated R today.
for ridiculous.
He rolled an 8 save.
That ain't gonna save, Chief.
He's on the ground again.
I'm gonna start like nudging him with my foot towards the hole to see if he'll roll into it.
Okay, why don't you roll a strength check, athletics or something?
Okay. I have to find my character sheet. Strength -1, athletics is 0. Six.
You chose a D10.
Yeah. I'm not trying to straight up murder him. I'm just like, this would be really funny if he rolled off the side.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of like nudging him in that direction.
I don't think he's a particularly strong fellow. He got his strength. There we go. He rolled a 4. And you see him disappear into the darkness as he falls down this hole laughing his head off.
I walk over to some of the picnickers and go, you know, I once told a joke so funny it killed a man. And I pick up some of their food and walk away.
Excuse me, sir. What do you think about this hole? It's gonna go in the no context channel.
Who is he
Yeah,
asking?
From like
he asked Eric's character. Two dicks.
Oh. I've seen better.
Where do you think it came from? Do you think there's something down at the bottom?
I heard someone say that there's a dragon down there.
You say there's a dragon?
Yeah, they said there's a dragon down there, and he said that it's gonna come up and set fire to all of Torrington.
That's all just rumors and speculation, boy.
Well, have
Well, that's
you?
what you guys think until it comes out.
Just then I jump out of the hole and I go, ah!
The little boy shrieks.
just. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the little boy freaks out and takes off running.
Just
You
inside
guys-
the hole, you hear, "Come closer." Come here. You, the guy who's like really pretentious. Come here.
Ooh, that
I'm gonna
must.
start moving over.
I think she meant me.
Yeah, just a little bit closer.
They're about 15 feet now, trying to like see over the ledge. Who's down there?
The one that you need to know about. Okay.
Suddenly, 30 to 50 feral hogs come swarming out of the hole.
He,
No, it was gonna be call lightning, then 30 to 50 feral hogs.
he inches 10. He's 10 feet closer, or not 10 feet closer, but he's 10 feet from the hole. He still can't see anything but darkness.
Okay. I cast call lightning. Directly above him. At the 3rd level. That is, I need him to make a dexterity saving throw while I find my d10s.
He rolled an 8 save.
Okay, so that'll be 8 damage, and that follows him.
It follows him?
Yeah, that follows him for a while.
Okay.
50 feral hogs all wearing the same hat come swarming out of this hole.
He's gonna start staggering backwards as he's getting blasted with this, and you notice that his face is starting to change. It's becoming less
30
human
to 50 feral hogs.
the more that he gets hit by this lightning. How long you're gonna hold it for the full 3 turns? Do you have to roll damage on every turn?
Because it works is that since we're technically not in combat, it says that like every turn they get to do it, but
Okay.
Every 6 seconds, then.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just staggering backwards, so it's gonna hit him again.
okay.
Does
This
he
will
have to
probably be the last one then for him. Just ooh, that's gonna be
Death.
yes, he does have to save again.
That's a 7.
It's 22 lightning damage,
Oh fuck.
and then the clouds dissipate, but there's still feral hogs just circling him.
You see his charred corpse fall to the ground, but it's still like morphine and
Oh,
changing.
damn it.
And the ash is kind of starting to swirl around him. And then you see his body as it starts to become more and more like powder. A hand shoots out from the chest of it, almost like the alien. And it puts its clawy fingers down on the ground, and another one shoots out and puts it like rests on the ground, and then both arms are used to pull out this body of this evil, demented looking Shakespeare, and he starts to grow out of this thing, and he says, "My gratitude for you unleashing my true form, and for breaking me free of iambic pentameter."
Shatter.
What have you against this man? What did he do to you?
Who, me?
Yes.
He made my childhood a living fucking hell.
Ah. Well then, Oh, I don't have any higher level ones. Is he climbed back out of the hole? Is that what happened?
He came out of the body of this man that she just killed.
Okay, so he's like 10 feet from the hole?
He staggered back, so probably 15 feet.
Okay. I will wait for Shatter to end, and then I have something to do.
These are D8s. Do they change or stay the same?
D8s don't change.
Okay. So, Shatter. A loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of my choice within range. So he's going to take out his violin, and he's going to just kind of rake the bow down the string so it starts shrieking. And he's laughing maniacally while he does this. And 2, 6, and 7. That's... So 16? Yeah, that's 16 thunder damage. Unless he makes a con saving throw.
Oh.
Otherwise, he takes half.
What's the range on Shatter again?
60 feet.
What's the area of effect?
Oh, it's like a 10-foot radius sphere
Damn.
centered on a certain point, and I centered it on the dude.
He rolled 11 for con save.
Oh, this time
It's a
I have
fail.
to make the save.
I'm sorry, Hazelnut.
Does
I forgot you
Constitution
were
or-
feral hogs. It's con, yeah.
Was
Oh,
this the dude
okay,
right by
I'll
me?
take it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll roll.
That's an 8.
Oh.
I rolled a 68, so.
Does it feel to not be the one taking damage from Shatter for once?
How much damage did you say?
16.
He lets out a terrific roar, and then I'm gonna say 16. I think we should roll initiatives.
Yes. Can we roll
Who looks
D100s?
Yes, if you want to.
85. This is ridiculous.
Alright, sorry, 1 sec.
What the hell?
54.
Is that right?
You need a space between the R and the D.
Ah. What? Ha. Oh, Jesus.
Samba, you rolled a what?
13.
An 84?
84.
I think that's what she said.
And hazelnut.
Oh, Chris, you lost a ball. It sucks, my
Chris,
dude.
no, your ball.
Not your ball.
Oh, it's doing things.
Did
Your
you?
ball is?
Well, the GIF was like stuck, and it was just a hovering ball for a second, and I was really confused.
Yeah, it's really slow motion.
Are you entering initiative, Chris?
No, I only scared the kid and then he got out of the dream.
And she making sure I got everybody. So I've got. I didn't get
That
yours.
may be my only appearance in this session.
I didn't get yours, John.
I'd go, ah!
2 dicks.
Oh, 54, I said.
And Malice's?
I still haven't.
26.
You rolled a D100 and got 26.
Yeah, I did.
Dude.
Oh, I didn't add my modifier, but if it matters, I'll let you know.
I didn't add mine either, but I don't think it's gonna matter.
Yeah.
How do I have an initiative of 4?
The Jack of all trades gives you half of your proficiency.
Oh. Bards.
Just bard things. Yeah, because it's technically a dex check. Oh, do I still Oh, okay, cool.
You also see that all the people that were picnicking turn into those vampire brides that were originally found down the hole. Okay, Samba. You're surrounded by vampire brides, and you've got this hideous Shakespearean monster in front of you.
The first half of that sounds great.
So zombie what around me?
They're vampire
Vampires.
brides.
Vampire bride.
Technically, they're space vampire brides.
I feel like I should have like not jumped in this game because I have no fucking clue what's happening. But okay.
Nothing of value. It's just ridiculous.
Anyway.
No, this is important. Don't screw this up.
I'm here now.
Just kill bitches, get money.
Right. I'm going to Can I do Mantle of Inspiration?
Probably. I'm gonna bane the enemy, so.
As a bonus action, I can expend 1 of my Bardic Inspiration to grant myself a wondrous appearance. Choose a number of creatures. Everybody gets 5 temp hit points.
Woo.
And you can immediately move up to your speed without provoking opportunity attacks if you want to.
That's pretty solid.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to move somewhere,
It's a good spell.
do that thing. That's just a Bardic Inspiration thing.
Yep.
And then I am going... Shakespeare is still by the edge of the hole, yes?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be up to him, and then I'm going to Thunder Wave his ass. So he needs to make a con save throw. And my DC is something... That's not right. 8 plus... Sorry, I leveled this guy really fast, and now I'm not on the right thing. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Reminds me, I need to find my Xanathars.
Oh no, that's right. Okay, 14 is my spell save.
He rolled a 9.
Excellent. So that's 13 thunder damage, and he is pushed back 10 feet toward the hole.
Okay.
And anything within a 15-foot cube in the front of me also gets that. Sorry if you're still feral hogs around him.
Were any of you on the outside? Were any of you sandwiching him in the hole?
I believe at that point it's called a slam witch, Brian.
Get your terms right.
But I don't think so. I think, at least not me.
Do you know how hard it is for me to not make intentional puns with this whole thing?
This whole thing? That's a pun, Brian.
Oh, Brian. You
All
just
right.
got.
You can succeed on your next check.
Hooray. I would like my next check to be my poison check.
Let me see here. Oh, actually, it's on your next action.
Oh. I'd like my next action.
So this tall Shakespeare boy goes staggering backwards and falls about 5 feet from the ledge of this hole, and he growls, and that's gonna bring us to. Are you gonna move at all, Samba?
Oh, yeah. I will. I pushed him 10 feet away, so I will back up 20 feet.
Okay. Tudix?
I'm gonna pull out my longsword and my short sword. Or no, sorry, it's a longsword and a dagger. Dick 1 and Dick 2, as they're named. And I'm gonna say, I don't know, dude. If I was as ugly as you, I would be, pretty happy to be trapped inside someone else's body. And, that's gonna be vicious mockery.
Nice.
Which I think is a wisdom save. Yep.
That's not a roll. 6 turns into. That's 13.
Oh, that meets.
Ah.
Man, if charisma was my highest modifier.
You always dished them out when I was a boy, but now that I have become the monster, I'll be the one dishing out the insults. Well, once it's my turn. Is there anything else you're gonna do?
Nope, that's a full action. So I don't have any bonus actions.
You auto succeeded on that, right?
What?
You auto succeeded on that, right?
Well, it's just a save, so It's not. I mean, if you want to say that means that he auto fails against it.
I would have, but we can do it for your next one, since I rolled.
Okay.
So the bride's from behind the hole. Is it coming up? And they spread their arms wide and they start
with arms wide open.
They start lifting up and flying into the air, and they start coming down upon you, Tudix. And
I can't. I need to mute myself.
I didn't even mean for any of this to happen. Okay.
They came down upon you.
Does a 8, 9. Does a 10 hit your armor class?
No.
Okay. They start bombarding you one right after another, and they don't do any damage. Not in this.
I say, ladies, please, 2 at a time.
Malice, what do you want to do?
For one, I want to watch the gangbang. How many ladies are there?
There's 7 brides for 2 dicks.
Let's see. I need to count for a second. So 3. So I'm gonna cast Bane at 3rd level. It's going to hit 4 of the women and our stupid evil man.
Okay.
Does that mean me or?
No.
That's wisdom?
No. It is a charisma save for all of them. And on a fail, they roll 1d4 and subtract the result from all attack rolls and saving throws for the duration of my spell.
All right, well, that's going to turn into a d12. But that's a pretty good roll. That's a 16.
A what?
16?
Are you rolling once for all of them?
I guess I could roll for the group as well, separately. So that's going to be a 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to be 11.
An 11 doesn't make it.
Okay,
The 16 does.
Okay, so the brides are going to take the D12.
So all the brides may have to roll the D12, I guess, and then subtract the result from all attack rolls
Okay.
and saving throws.
I can't say that one.
So the second group of brides come up and attack you after that. They're going to do another one. Let's see, 3. Does a 10 hit you? I doubt it.
Me? No.
No, yeah, Malice.
Oh, me? No. A 10 does not hit.
Okay, that brings us to Hazelnut.
Okay. The 30 or 50 feral hogs. Look, they're looking kind of bad. The 30 to 50 feral hogs go ahead and mesh back into one very tiny halfling wearing a very tiny hat, and she will cast Spike Growth in the middle, around like the main dude.
Okay.
And that is the ground in a 20-foot radius centered on a single point sprouts hard spikes. The area becomes difficult terrain for the next 10 minutes, and when a creature moves within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet.
Okay. Well, it's turning into D12.
Wait, it's turning into d6s? Oh, that's right.
D12s.
Shit. Oh, shit!
And so if he starts his turn in it, is that right? Or
Yes.
If he moves within their space. Okay. And I think that affects. I think 2d6 is in there too. Did you move?
How far around the person?
It is 20 feet centered around
Oh.
a point, and it's centered around the main vampire guy.
Yeah.
Yes, I am within 20 feet, just not within 10 feet.
So it's if you don't move. If you don't
Or if
don't
I start
move,
my
you don't
turn,
move.
right? Oh.
It doesn't say anything about starting turns. It just says moving.
Oh, okay. So that's not bad then.
The monster is going to move. Is that the end of your turn?
That's all she's doing.
The monster is going to move because he's trying to get away from this hole. And so he's going to take 2d12s? You said?
How much is he moving? How many feet?
Oh, I see. He's going to try and just get at least 20 feet away. That's a 15-foot
Okay.
movement.
15. So he's taking 6d12.
Fuck! I didn't realize that's how it worked. Okay.
Brutal.
Let me see if I can...
Okay, so that's 18.
Finish him.
18. And 8. So 18 times 2 is
36.
32.
8.
Is it
40.
36?
32. Yeah, 18. No, 18 times 2 is 36.
Okay.
Plus 8 would be 40.
Okay,
Word.
that's how much damage he takes.
What was the total final?
40?
Damn, okay.
You made D4s, D12s.
Mallet, I didn't do it. I think Pirate Chris did it. So,
Hooray for Pirate Chris.
Malice, you don't see this from a distance. You're kind of you were originally viewing everything kind of top down like you do in a dreamlike state, but this time you actually kind of feel what he's feeling. It doesn't hurt you, but you get this kind of sense of he's struggling to crawl through these thorns, and you can like sense the thorns like tearing all the way down his skin. And for some reason, instead of just tromping across them, he's like crawling through them like some sort of like terrible saw like trap. And he gets to the end, and he's just completely exhausted, and he's bleeding everywhere. And then you kind of snap back to this third-person view of your own body, and you see him there in the pile. And that brings us to the last group of brides. They're going to attack Hazelnut.
Okay, fair enough.
You have to roll to minus for Bane.
Feral enough.
Boo. That's a pun, Brian.
Son of a bitch! I didn't even realize.
Thank you, Eric.
Okay, well, that's a success for your next action. So, technically, I guess that's Eric, since he's the one that caught me. I don't suppose...
Was it just for the person who called it out? I thought it was everyone gets one.
Let me look and read the rules. If he does, a player is given an auto success on their next action. It doesn't say how to determine.
okay.
I would think the one who caught me.
Okay.
So these brides did not roll well. That's a 9 attack.
What the hell?
That brings us to Samba.
Sorry, I went to take a drink and I accidentally took a drink of just rum.
Is that why you choked and spit it back?
Yes.
Accidentally.
Well, I had a half a glass of rum sitting right next to my mixed drink.
For the record,
No,
Eric,
like you do.
spitters are quitters.
I'm okay with
true.
that. I've quit a couple jobs.
Okie doke. So I am 20 feet back from where I was. And where did the Shakespeare guy move to? Or is he still there? 5 feet from the hole?
He moved 20 feet away.
Crap. Okay.
He's currently laying on a pile of thorns.
If I cause him to move 10 feet, does he also take damage from the thorns he's on?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Okay. I'm going to thunder wave him again. Only this time at
Oops.
3rd level, because why not? And so I'm going to go up to the edge of the thorns. How big of a patch of thorns is this?
I think she said 20 feet
20-foot radius.
from his center. So currently he was 5 feet from the hole, so it's 20 feet out from that.
Oh, that's not going to work then. I'm not going to be able to get close enough without getting hurt. Shoot. Never mind.
Okay, so this is the layout. It was from the hole. There's a ring of thorns that's 25 feet away, and he is currently within 5 feet of the edge of those thorns. If that makes sense. So if you were to walk
Okay, so-
if you were to walk to the perimeter of these thorns, he'd be 5 feet from you.
Oh, okay. Then yes, that will work. So I will go cast Thunderwave. He needs to make a con save of 14. And then I'm going to cast this at level 3, so that gives me higher levels. 1d8 for each slot above first, so that gives me 2, 3, 4d8, which I don't even have, but I will make it work.
He rolled a 13 save.
Okay, so he does not save. So that is 11, 12, 15 thunder damage, and he is pushed 10 feet. So he also takes whatever that damage is.
Okay.
Was it D12 for
me
every
what-
5 foot?
Yeah, tell me the thunder damage again.
Oh, 15, I think it was.
Okay, so you get another weird camera zoom in, Malice, as this guy gets knocked across this bed of thorns, and you kind of feel yourself in his body as he gets to the edge of the hole and just kind of starts to topple in, and there's like a anime blood trail like zigzagging through the sky above him as he tumbles down into this hole. and your camera is going down with him and down with him, and you can feel the air rushing up through you, and you kind of get the sense that you're actually the one that's falling, and everything is shrouded in blackness. And then you see in the distance, somehow you can sense the floor of the hole coming up on you, and it's just like hard metal floor that's coming faster and faster until suddenly at the very last second. Let's roll a. Why don't you roll a D100 and try to get above a 50?
Oh, fucking good luck with that. I keep rolling super low with these D100s. Wow, I just didn't have my caps on, my bad.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Hey.
The next thing that you know before this floor is about to hit you, or vice versa, is that you're just laying on a floor, and you open your eyes and you see the face of Chef Rupert above you, and he says, "There you are. I see you've kindly come back to the land of the living."
Yes. How long have I been here?
We've been trying to wake you for a good 4 or 5 minutes now, and the fight broke up and the security guards took him away about 10, 15 minutes ago.
That's not long at all. How strange.
Could I get you a drink?
I guess a little hair of the dog wouldn't hurt.
He helps you to your feet and makes sure that you're able to stand, and then he takes you to the bar, and he
As
starts.
soon as you turn around to walk towards the bar, I jump out from back behind the bar and go, ah!
That's.
Do I need to make a save to see if I get startled?
Why don't you make a save, and that's
Both
where
auto-fail.
we'll call it a session.
What do I roll?
D10.
Oh, that could be really bad.
You
D10.
have to
I'ma
beat
do
my
it.
D100 roll.
D10 wisdom save?
Yeah. Can you beat a 90?
No. I just rolled a D10.
Chef
Can
Rupert.
you beat a 90 with that? Your dice can popcorn, so...
Oh, I forgot about popcorning. You know what? Why don't you see? What did you roll or no?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
A 6.
Nope, not gonna
It's
do
right.
it. Chef Rupert helps you get up in this high stool of the bar, and immediately Chris's character, the gecko, pops out. And you fall off the stool, and you hit your head, and you knock yourself back out.
Bum, 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 Directed by Robert Wright.
Welcome to our episode of The Dolby Inn, directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Clearly.
God, I love M. Night Shyamalan.
I conveniently forgot to talk in fart noises too.
Shit, Brian. Guess we gotta re-record all of that.
No, fuck Tim. He didn't even come tonight.
I know, I'm
That's-
sad. I even
Is that
I
why you're
sent
fucking
him I sent him a link to a Google Doc because I'm writing a short story that I'm gonna record for my podcast. And he hasn't responded yet. It probably sucks